All right, so I just wanted to make a video. I don't know if I'll share it, but Elijah, Penelope, and I almost drowned yesterday in the Gulf of Mexico. And it's like after midnight right now, and I can't sleep. I'm just playing it over and over again in my mind. So I thought maybe a video would help, because I don't want to forget the details, but maybe this way I can let it go. So we're staying a couple miles past Seaside in Florida, and we went to this private beach yesterday, and it had a big kind of pond area, and then a hill, and down about 10 feet down on the other side of the hill was the Gulf of Mexico. And so since where we went was a private beach, they didn't have flags for the water, and it turned out there was double red flags. The beach was closed because of dangerous riptide undertow, because there was 2 hurricanes in the Gulf of Mexico. We didn't know that. If we had known that, we would not be in the water, but the waves were big, but they seemed manageable. They didn't seem that bad. So I was playing in the water with Elijah and Penelope in the Gulf. My wife, my other kids, her brother and sister and their families were all on the shallow side. Me, Elijah, and Penelope were in the Gulf. They weren't wearing life jackets or anything. We were only 10 feet from shore. All of us were standing. We could all stand. You could walk out, 40 yards, because there was a huge, whatever, where the sand went out. So, I thought that we were fine. So we're playing in the water, and in the blink of an eye, I realized that we couldn't stand anymore, and we hadn't moved. The sand literally had been taken out from underneath us. And so, I'm telling the kids, like, hey, we got to get back. We got to get to where we can stand, and we're trying to swim back, and we can't get back to the beach. So, I put Penelope on my back. She's got her arms around my neck. I'm holding Elijah in my arms. He's telling me he can make it. So every time a big wave would come, I'm trying to push him and get him to be able to ride a wave into shore. But in 2 seconds, he would be back in my arms, because the undercurrent was so bad, it was just pulling him right back. And so I'm like, hey, we got to yell for help, okay? It's going to be okay. I tried to keep the kids very calm. I know that most people die when they panic, because they just stop focusing on, what they can do that's in their control. So we're yelling for help, yelling for Christian. My wife's brother was a Navy SEAL. I knew that if we could get his attention, it would be okay, and that's what I was telling the kids. But every wave pulls us under and get completely disoriented, and then we come up, got to get a breath of air, start yelling for help again, and we're getting further away from the beach and further down the beach from where we had started. So people on the beach started realizing that we needed help, and started coming into the water to try to save us. But I knew that they wouldn't be able to do it. It was too bad. I mean, I've never seen anything that bad. And so what I thought it might be my last breath. I mean, I didn't know if I would get another chance to yell again. And so with everything I had in me, I yelled, Christian. And thank God, they heard us finally. We'd been out there for 10 minutes yelling, and I don't know if the wind died down or just, what, but God's grace, they heard me scream. They knew immediately, they could hear it in my voice, that, it was a bad situation. And so Christian and his wife Raven started sprinting. My wife told me that she started crying immediately. She thought that, one of the kids had drowned. And so I see him come up over the hill, but we had moved way down the beach. And he's coming up, and he didn't know where we were. He's looking out over the water. We're waving our hands, trying to get his attention. And he finally spotted us. I see him start sprinting down the beach towards where we were. And then I felt like, it's going to be okay, that, he'll get to the kids. I can hold on just a little longer until he can get to the kids. And about that time, they had 5 other people that had come in the water to try to save us. A couple guys, a young doctor, a girl that was an off-duty lifeguard. And once they got out there, they realized they couldn't get back either. They realized why we were in trouble, because it was so bad. And so Christian got there. He's getting the kids on the boogie board, and I'm just yelling, "Get them to shore! Get them to shore!" And then I'm looking around, and I made eye contact with 3 of them, 2 guys and the lifeguard girl, and it was sheer panic in their eyes. I mean, they thought they were gonna die, and I thought we were too, but maybe it's just in my mind. I feel like it wasn't panic. I didn't feel panicked. I felt just like I had given it everything I had, and that I had done what I needed to do to get the kids into the beach. And at that moment, I had peace with dying. I thought I was dead. I didn't think that that I was going to make it any longer, because it had taken everything I had to keep them above water. I'd swallowed a decent amount of water, and then Christian was I saw him smirk while he was bringing the kids into shore, and I'm trying to yell to him, and he just looked back at me, and he gave me a little head nod, like, "Come on, let's go." And I just thought, this son of a bitch, I guess I got to do it. People will be pretty pissed if I die. The kids won't be too happy. So let's do it. So and I told the lifeguard girl I'm sorry. There was a young doctor guy that had come about halfway and realized he couldn't help, and so he was turning around to go back, and I looked at him and I said, "It's okay, go." And he felt terrible, but because he could see all of our faces, but he knew he would just be adding to the number. He couldn't get us out of there. And so anyway, I swam to shore, found the very last little bit of energy I had left in me to make it back. And Christian ended up pulling out, I think, 5 other people of the water. And I thought I was okay once I got to the beach. But then I couldn't walk. I made it up the hill a little bit. I fell over into the sand, started coughing and throwing up blood. And the doctor that had turned around halfway out in the water was talking to me and checking on me, and they had a girl on the phone with 911 that was, talking to me. Carrie was there, and a few minutes later, the paramedics came. They said that my lungs sounded clear, and that the blood was probably just my system trying to get the salt water out. And they wanted me to go to the hospital, but I didn't really see any point. And so I just went to go sit in the water on the shallow side and be with my kids and tell them how proud of them I was, what a great job they did. And then I started realizing my muscles were not working. I couldn't walk. My hand froze up. Both my hands were like paralyzed. I couldn't use them. And people were saying, "Oh, it's just your adrenaline wearing off." And I'm like, every muscle in my whole body was spasming or like rigid. They wouldn't. They just wouldn't work. And so I managed to get to the car, get home. Told my wife when we get to the beach house, I told my wife when we got here, like, just bring me a spoonful of salt. And once I got the salt in me, I started to be able to feel my fingers and stuff again, and everybody was fine. So I wish I had some great insight into, a lesson or something, but all I can really say is how grateful I am, how good God is, and how blessed we are. So that's all I got. Love you guys.